Have you ever wondered if the pennies in your pocket could be worth a fortune? Well, in today's video, we're diving deep into one of the most sought-after coins in the world, the 2009 no-mint mark Lincoln penny, potentially worth up to $2 million. That's right, a simple penny could turn your life around. Let's find out why this specific penny has collectors and investors buzzing, and how you can spot one. The year 2009 was a special one for the Lincoln penny. It marked the 200th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth, and to celebrate this milestone, the U.S. Mint released a series of commemorative pennies. But among them, the no-mint mark Lincoln penny from 2009 stands out, not just because of its rarity, but because of its incredible value. First, let's talk about the no-mint mark. Typically, pennies minted in Philadelphia do not carry a mint mark, and that's the case with this coin. But what makes it special is that very few of these pennies in pristine condition, known as mint state, have survived in circulation. The scarcity of high-quality 2009 no-mint mark pennies is one of the key reasons they've skyrocketed in value. Next, we have the unique design. The 2009 Lincoln pennies feature 4 different reverse designs, each one highlighting a different stage of Abraham Lincoln's life. There's the log cabin design, which represents Lincoln's humble beginnings, and 3 other designs capturing important moments from his early career and presidency. However, the value lies not just in the design, but in the condition of the coin and whether it's a no-mint mark version. Collectors are particularly interested in coins that remain in mint condition, meaning no scratches, no wear, and no signs of having been used in everyday transactions. If you have a 2009 penny that has stayed in perfect condition, it could be worth far more than its face value. Now, you might be wondering, how do I know if my penny is the rare one? There are a few steps you can follow to check. Look at the front of the coin under good lighting. You'll see the year 2009 beneath Lincoln's portrait, but pay special attention to the area where a mint mark should be. If there's no letter under the date, you could be holding a no-mint mark Lincoln penny. Which of the 4 designs does your penny have? This will help identify if it's from the commemorative series. Step 3. Check the condition. Is your penny shiny and free from any noticeable wear? The closer it is to mint condition, the higher the potential value. If you think your penny checks all the boxes, it might be time to have it professionally graded. Coins are rated on a scale from 1 to 70, with 70 being a perfect, flawless coin. The higher the grade, the more valuable it becomes. Some of these 2009 no-mint mark pennies in perfect mint condition have sold for hundreds of thousands of dollars, and in some extremely rare cases, these coins have fetched prices nearing $2 million at auction. Imagine this. A penny you find in your pocket or tucked away in a coin jar could be worth more than a luxury car or even a house. That's why it's crucial to take a closer look at your spare change, because you never know what hidden treasures you might find. But why is the 2009 no-mint mark Lincoln penny so valuable? It's a combination of factors: limited numbers, the special designs, and the fact that few of these pennies in pristine condition have survived over the years. As demand for these rare coins continues to grow, the value increases, making them a hot commodity for collectors and investors alike. So, if you're wondering whether the coins in your collection could be worth a fortune, take a closer look at those 2009 Lincoln pennies. It might be time to check your change drawer, your wallet, or even your piggy bank, because you could be sitting on a small fortune. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to stay updated on the latest coin collecting tips and valuable discoveries. Let us know in the comments if you've ever found a rare penny. Who knows, your story might just inspire someone else to find their own hidden treasure. One of the most exciting and potentially lucrative coins you could find, the 1976 Lincoln penny, which could be worth up to $1.5 million. That's right, a single penny worth $1 million. Let's break down why this coin is so special, what to look for, and how you can cash in on this rare find. Before we get into the value, let's take a brief look at the history of the 1976 D Lincoln penny. In 1976, America was celebrating its bicentennial, marking 200 years since the signing of the Declaration of Independence. Though the penny didn't get a special design like the quarter did for the bicentennial, it was still an important year for coin production. Pennies were struck at three main U.S. mints: Philadelphia, San Francisco, and Denver, where the D mint mark comes from. The 1976 D penny was mass-produced, meaning millions of them were made. Most are worth just their face value, 1 cent. But like any large minting process, a few exceptional pennies were produced by mistake, and those are the coins that have collectors buzzing. You're probably asking, why would a 1976 D Lincoln penny be worth $1.5 million? Well, it all comes down to rarity and errors. Certain error coins, or coins struck in limited conditions, are extremely valuable. Let's go over a few key factors that could make it the first thing collectors look for is minting errors. These could be double dies, off-center strikes, or other imperfections during the minting process. These errors are rare and often happen unintentionally, but they make a coin highly sought after. Coins that have been perfectly preserved, meaning they've never been circulated and remain in mint condition, can drastically increase in value. If your 1976 D penny has never been handled and shows no signs of wear, it could be a key factor in its high value. While pennies from this era were made of copper, some unique composition errors might exist. If a penny was struck on the wrong metal planchet, it becomes a rare and highly collectible item. These kinds of errors are rare, but could explain why some 1976 D pennies are worth so much. The grade of a coin can significantly impact its value. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70, with 70 being a flawless, mint-condition coin. A high-grade 1976 D penny with rare error features could fetch the highest price, potentially reaching the $1.5 million mark. First, make sure the penny has the D mint mark, which means it was minted in Denver. This can be found just below the year on the front of the coin. Examine your penny closely. Use a magnifying glass or a microscope to check for any errors like doubling in the lettering or numbers, misalignments, or unusual markings. The better the condition, the more valuable the coin. If your penny shows no wear and tear and appears to be in perfect condition, it could be worth more than just face value. If you believe you've found a valuable 1976 D penny, you should have it professionally graded. Professional grading services like PCGS or NGC can authenticate and grade your coin. This is important if you want to sell it for top dollar. First, get your penny appraised by a professional coin dealer or an expert numismatist. They can give you a realistic idea of the coin's value based on its condition and rarity. If your coin is truly rare and valuable, consider selling it through a reputable auction house. Major auction houses that specialize in rare coins can help you reach serious collectors who are willing to pay top dollar. You can also sell your coin on online platforms like eBay, but be cautious. You want to ensure you're dealing with trustworthy buyers who understand the value of your coin. In conclusion, while most 1976 D Lincoln pennies are worth just a cent, some rare error coins could be worth up to $1.5 million. Whether you're a seasoned coin collector or just curious about the spare change in your pocket, it's always worth taking a closer look at your pennies. Who knows, you might just be holding onto a small fortune. So, the next time you come across a 1976 D penny, don't just toss it aside. Inspect it carefully, and you could be looking at a life-changing find. We're diving into one of the most exciting discoveries for coin collectors, the 1989 no-mint marked Lincoln penny, which has been reported to be worth an astonishing $1.7 million. Yes, you heard that right. A single penny could be worth a fortune. If you're curious about how this seemingly ordinary coin can carry such an extraordinary value, Stick around, because I'm going to break it all down for you. Let's start with a little background. The Lincoln penny, featuring the profile of President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse side, has been in circulation since 1909. By 1989, these coins were minted in massive quantities across the United States. The penny was struck in both Philadelphia and Denver. Typically, if a coin is minted in Denver, it will carry the DE mint mark. If it's minted in Philadelphia, it won't have any mint mark at all. Now, here's where things get interesting. While most of these pennies are very common, certain error coins or high-quality specimens can fetch a premium. This is the case with the 1989 no mint mark Lincoln penny, which could make you a millionaire if you happen to have the right one. You might be wondering, what makes the 1989 no mint mark penny worth such a huge sum of money? The answer lies in its rarity, condition, and demand among collectors. First, let's talk about rarity. In coin collecting, rare errors, unusual production runs, or coins in impeccable condition are what drive the value. For the 1989 penny, while millions were produced, the key factor is finding one in mint state condition, meaning the coin is in perfect or near perfect condition, as if it were just struck. Coins that have stayed out of circulation, often hidden away in collections, are far more likely to be in this pristine condition. Secondly, grading plays a crucial role in determining a coin's worth. The highest graded coins are certified by grading services like PCGS or NGC and can command massive prices at auction. In fact, one of the highest graded 1989 no mint mark Lincoln pennies, graded MS-70, is what skyrocketed the value to $1.7 million. This means the coin was minted in Philadelphia. Check below the date on the obverse side of the coin. If there's no letter, then you've got a no mint mark penny. The coin should show no signs of wear and tear, scratches, or smudging. The luster should still be visible, and details on Lincoln's face, hair, and the wheat stalks should be crisp and clear. Error coins are another reason why some coins become incredibly valuable. Some pennies may have minor striking errors or double die errors, which can make them even more desirable. It's always a good idea to check for any irregularities. As I mentioned earlier, grading is key. Without professional grading, it's hard to determine the true value of your coin. A coin graded MS-70, which is the highest grade possible, meaning the coin is flawless under magnification, is what every collector dreams of finding. If your 1989 no mint mark penny is in this condition, you could be looking at a coin worth up to $1.7 million. Even coins graded slightly lower, like MS-65 or MS-66, can still be worth a considerable amount of money, though not quite in the $1 million range. If you think you might have a valuable 1989 Lincoln penny, the first step is to get it professionally graded. You can send your coin to a grading service like PCGS or NGC. They will examine your coin under high magnification, evaluate its condition, and assign it a grade based on their standards. This will help you understand its potential value. Keep in mind that grading can be a bit costly, but it's worth it if your coin is in exceptional condition. A high-grade penny could fetch a premium price at auction, so don't skip this step if you believe you've found something special. Once your coin is graded, you have a few options for selling it. Auctions are a popular way to sell rare coins, especially if they are high-grade specimens. Major auction houses like Heritage Auctions or Stack's Bowers regularly handle valuable coins and could get you top dollar for your 1989 penny. You can also explore online marketplaces like eBay, but be sure to do your research and protect yourself from scammers if you go that route. In conclusion, the 1989 no mint mark Lincoln penny might seem like just another ordinary penny in your pocket change, but it has the potential to be worth a life-changing sum of money. If you find one in mint state condition, especially graded MS-70, you could be looking at a coin worth up to $1.7 million. So, don't underestimate the value of those pennies you've collected over the years. Take a closer look, and who knows, you might just strike it rich. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about valuable coins and how to spot them, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. We have an exciting topic for you, and it's about one of the most sought-after Lincoln pennies that collectors are going crazy for, the 1964 Lincoln penny. Believe it or not, this penny could be worth an astonishing $1.2 million. That's right, a single penny potentially holding life-changing value. So, if you've got some old pennies lying around, you might want to check them carefully because this could be your ticket to a fortune. Let's dive right into it. Before we jump into the reasons why this coin is so valuable, let's take a quick look at the history of the 1964 Lincoln penny. As many of you know, the Lincoln penny has been in circulation since 1909, and it's one of the most iconic coins in American history. In 1964, millions of pennies were minted at the Denver Mint, marked by the small D mint mark under the date on the front of the coin. Now, 1964 was a significant year for coin collectors because of the high demand for coins in circulation. The United States Mint produced billions of pennies, but a few rare examples from this year have become extremely valuable. So, what makes the 1964 penny potentially worth $1.2 million? Well, the value of this coin hinges on several key factors: condition, rarity, and potential errors. Let's break each of these down. First, condition is crucial when it comes to coin collecting. Coins that have been preserved in pristine condition, known as mint state, are always more valuable than those that have seen heavy circulation. If you find a 1964 penny in mint state, or even a high-grade condition, it could be worth significantly more than a penny that's worn out. Next, rarity plays a huge role in a coin's value. While millions of 1964 pennies were produced, very few have survived in near-perfect condition, making them rare. The rarity increases even further if the coin has any unusual errors or anomalies, such as a double die, off-center strike, or other minting mistakes. These errors are what can send the value of a seemingly common penny skyrocketing into the millions. Now, let's talk about how you can identify if your 1964 penny is worth a fortune. The first thing you want to do is check the mint mark. The small D under the date tells you it was minted in Denver. Then, take a close look at the condition of the coin. Is it shiny with minimal wear? Does it look like it's been through circulation? Or does it have sharp, crisp details? If you have a coin microscope or a high-quality magnifying glass, closely examine the details on the coin. Look for doubling on the letters, numbers, or any part of the design. This is what's known as a double die error and is one of the most valuable types of errors a coin can have. Another error to look for is an off-center strike, where the design is not perfectly centered on the coin. These types of minting mistakes are incredibly rare and can increase the value of the coin dramatically. Finally, make sure to compare your penny with a coin grading chart to determine its overall condition. Coins that are graded in the highest categories, like MS-65 or higher, are where you start seeing those million-dollar price tags. You might be wondering if anyone has actually made money from a 1964 penny. The answer is yes. In recent years, collectors have paid hundreds of thousands of dollars for pennies in top condition, and some experts believe that the right coin could fetch as much as $1.2 million at auction. There have been stories of rare Lincoln pennies being sold for insane amounts due to their pristine condition or unique errors. These are the kinds of coins that serious collectors dream about finding. While it's rare to come across a coin worth this much, the stories of collectors who hit the jackpot keep treasure hunters searching. If you think you've found a 1964 penny that could be worth a significant amount, the next step is getting it professionally graded and appraised. Coin grading companies like PCGS and NGC are reputable services that can assess the condition and authenticity of your coin. Once your coin is graded, you'll have a better idea of its value. When it comes to selling, you have a few options. You could take your coin to a coin dealer, list it on an auction site like eBay, or, if you believe it's truly rare, consider putting it up for auction at a high-end auction house that specializes in rare coins. The key is finding the right buyer who understands the value of your coin. So there you have it. The 1964 D Lincoln penny is a coin that could be worth far more than its face value. With the right condition and potentially rare errors, this humble penny might just make you a millionaire. If you've got a stash of old pennies, now is the time to dig them out and start looking. Who knows? You could be sitting on a fortune without even knowing it. We're diving into the fascinating world of valuable coins, and we've got a real eye-opener for you. We'll be discussing the 2018 D Lincoln penny and why some collectors are willing to pay as much as $1.8 million for this coin. Yes, you heard that right, $1.8 million for a penny. You might be wondering, what makes a 2018 D Lincoln penny so valuable? After all, these pennies were produced relatively recently, and they're not considered rare in the traditional sense. But as we'll explore today, there are several factors that can turn an ordinary coin into a collector's dream, and potentially worth millions. So let's jump right in. The basics of the 2018 D Lincoln penny first. Let's cover the basics. The 2018 D Lincoln penny was minted in Denver, which is what the D mint mark stands for. This coin is part of the ongoing Lincoln cent series, which has been in circulation since 1909. In 2018, the U.S. Mint produced millions of these pennies, but as with any large production, not every coin comes out perfectly. And that's where things get interesting. The real value of any coin lies in its condition, rarity, and errors. While millions of 2018 D pennies were minted, only a handful have unique features that make them incredibly valuable. These features usually come down to errors that occurred during the minting process. Let's break it down. Point one of the main reasons a 2018 D Lincoln penny can be worth so much is due to minting errors. These are mistakes that happen during the production of the coin. Some of the most sought-after errors include double dies, off-center strikes, or coins struck on the wrong planchet. These types of errors can make a coin one of a kind, driving its value up exponentially. For instance, a double die error is when the coin's design appears to be stamped twice, creating a ghost image effect. If you come across a 2018 D penny with such an error, you may be sitting on a treasure worth millions. Condition is another major factor. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70, with 70 being a perfect, mint condition coin. A 2018 D Lincoln penny that has been graded in the higher range, say MS 65 or above, will be worth significantly more than one that has been circulated and shows signs of wear and tear. The better the condition, the higher the potential value. Even though the 2018 D penny isn't rare in terms of mintage, finding one in perfect condition with significant errors is exceedingly rare. It's this combination of factors that can push a coin's value into the millions. The collector market plays a huge role as well. If demand for error coins or coins in perfect condition spikes, prices can go through the roof. Use a magnifying glass to inspect your coin for any doubling of the design, off-center strikes, or any unusual features that stand out. The closer your coin is to being in mint condition, the more valuable it could be. If your penny looks brand new, with no scratches or wear, you might have something special. If you believe you have a valuable coin, consider sending it to a professional coin grading service. They'll assign it a grade, which can help determine its value. There have been several instances where modern pennies with minting errors have sold for astronomical prices. While finding a 2018 D penny worth $1.8 million is extremely rare, it's not impossible. In fact, some collectors are actively searching for these coins, willing to pay top dollar to complete their collections. For example, error pennies from other years have fetched six-figure sums at auction, So if you have a 2018 D penny with a major error, you could be looking at a life-changing amount of money. If you think you have a valuable 2018 D penny, the next step is selling it. You have a few options. Major auction houses that specialize in rare coins are a great place to start. They have the expertise and network to ensure your coin is sold for its maximum value. Websites like eBay or coin-specific platforms can also be a good option, but make sure you know the value of your coin before listing it. Getting a professional appraisal can help you avoid undervaluing your treasure. Reputable coin dealers may also be interested in purchasing your coin, but be sure to do your research to avoid getting low offers. So, there you have it. The 2018 D Lincoln penny could be worth up to $1.8 million if it has the right characteristics. The key to unlocking this value is in the details, errors, condition, and market demand. While most pennies from 2018 won't fetch more than their face value, a lucky few could be worth a fortune. If you're a coin collector or just someone with a keen eye for detail, make sure you check your pennies carefully. Who knows? You might be sitting on a small fortune without even knowing it. We are diving into a 2015 Lincoln penny with no mint mark that has recently caught the attention of collectors. Some of these coins are valued as high as $1.9 million. Yes, you heard that right. A simple penny from 2015 could be worth a life-changing amount. Let's explore what makes these pennies so special, and what you should look out for if you want to cash in on this rare opportunity. First, let's talk about the 2015 Lincoln penny itself. These coins feature the iconic image of President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse side, which has been used on all pennies since 1909. On the reverse, you'll find the Union Shield design, introduced in 2010, symbolizing national unity. These are familiar details, but what really sets this particular penny apart is the absence of a mint mark. A no mint mark penny means it was minted in Philadelphia, which doesn't add a mint mark to their pennies, unlike Denver or San Francisco. While this is standard for Philadelphia pennies, what makes some 2015 no mint mark pennies so valuable is their rarity in terms of condition, unique errors, and other desirable characteristics sought after by collectors. So, how does a penny from 2015 skyrocket to a value of $1.9 million? There are several factors at play. The most important factor is its condition. Coin collectors refer to condition as great, and this is measured on a scale called the Sheldon scale, which ranges from 1 to 70. For a coin to fetch an extraordinary price, like $1.9 million, it would likely need to be in perfect or near-perfect condition. This means the coin would need to be graded as MS68, MS69, or even the ultimate grade of MS70, which indicates that it is flawless under magnification. Achieving such a high grade is extremely rare, even for newly minted coins. But there's more to it than just condition. Many of the high-value 2015 Lincoln pennies have rare mint errors. Mint errors are mistakes made during the coin's production that make them unique. Some examples include off-center strikes, double die errors, and planchet errors. Collectors love these flaws because they make each error coin one of a kind. The rarer the error, the higher the coin's value. A 2015 penny with a rare mint error, combined with an incredibly high grade, could easily soar to a multi-million-dollar price tag at auction. Now, you might be wondering, where can I find one of these valuable pennies? The good news is that it's possible to find a 2015 no mint mark Lincoln penny in circulation. These pennies are still in everyday use, which means one might be hiding in your pocket change right now. Start by checking any spare change you have at home, or consider buying rolls of pennies from your local bank to search through. Keep an eye out for pennies in great condition, with no scratches or wear, and any that look unusual or different from the rest. If you think you've found a special 2015 penny, the next step is to get it graded by a professional coin grading service. Companies like PCGS or NGC, can professionally evaluate your coin's condition and determine its grade. If your penny receives a high grade or if it has a rare error, you could be sitting on a small fortune. To wrap things up, the 2015 no-mint mark Lincoln penny might look like an ordinary coin, but with the right combination of condition and rarity, it could be worth a staggering $1.9 million. The key is to check your change, look for coins in pristine condition, and keep an eye out for unique mint errors. You never know, your next penny could turn you into a millionaire. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more exciting coin discoveries. We're diving into the world of Lincoln pennies, and we have something truly extraordinary to talk about: the 1969 D-Mint mark Lincoln penny. You won't believe this, but this seemingly ordinary penny could be worth an astonishing $1.6 million. Yes, you heard that right, a single penny that might just make you a millionaire. So, if you've ever wondered whether that little copper coin in your pocket is worth more than its face value, you're in for a treat. Let's take a closer look at the 1969 D Lincoln penny and what makes it so special. You might be asking, why is a penny worth so much? Well, not all pennies are created equal. Some pennies were minted with unique characteristics or errors that make them incredibly rare and valuable. The 1969 D penny is one such coin. First, let's go over some background. The 1969 D Lincoln penny was minted at the Denver Mint, which is why it carries the D Mint mark. In 1969, the United States Mint was producing billions of pennies each year, so finding a rare one might seem impossible, but here's the thing: it's the errors or specific variations in these coins that collectors go crazy for. This particular penny's value skyrockets due to a rare and unusual error that occurred during the minting process. A small number of 1969 D pennies were struck with a significant doubling of the design elements, known as a double die. Now, this isn't just a minor flaw. The doubling is quite noticeable, especially in areas like the lettering and the date. The doubling can be seen on the words "Liberty" and "In God We Trust," as well as the date, 1969. So what's the big deal with a double die? Coins with clear doubling are highly sought after by collectors because they're rare. These errors happen when the die, the metal stamp used to strike the design onto the coin, is created incorrectly. This type of error makes the coin stand out from the millions of perfectly minted pennies, instantly making it a prized piece for collectors. But why is the 1969 D double die penny valued at up to $1.6 million? Well, it comes down to a combination of rarity and demand. Only a handful of these pennies are known to exist, and collectors are willing to pay huge sums of money to own such a unique piece of history. The condition of the coin also plays a major role in its value. A penny that is in pristine, uncirculated condition will fetch a higher price than one that's worn down. Imagine finding one of these pennies in your pocket change or old coin collection. That little piece of copper could change your life forever. So, if you've got any old pennies lying around, especially from 1969, it's time to grab a magnifying glass and take a closer look. You never know, you could be holding on to a fortune. Now, let's get into the nitty-gritty of how you can identify if you have one of these valuable pennies. The most obvious feature to look for is the doubling on the obverse, or front, of the coin. The doubling is most prominent on the word "Liberty," the phrase "In God We Trust," and the date. It's important to note that this doubling is not the result of wear or damage. It's a distinct mint error, and it should be sharp and clear. If you think you've found a 1969 D penny with these characteristics, the next step is to get it authenticated. There are professional coin grading services like PCGS or NGC that can verify if your coin is a genuine double die penny. They will also assign it a grade based on its condition, which can greatly affect its value. Coins in mint condition can command prices that are significantly higher than those with wear and tear. So, there you have it, the incredible story of the 1969 D double die Lincoln penny, a coin that could be worth a staggering $1.6 million. It's amazing to think that such a small, everyday object could hold so much value. But that's the beauty of coin collecting. You never know what treasures are out there waiting to be discovered. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about valuable coins, make sure to like and subscribe to the Big Coins Dealer. We'll keep bringing you fascinating stories about rare coins that could make you rich. Don't forget to hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on any of our future videos. And if you've ever found a rare coin in your collection, drop a comment below and share your story. We'd love to hear about it. We'll be discussing one of the most valuable pennies ever minted, the 1971 Lincoln penny. Yes, this humble coin, which might just be sitting in your pocket or change jar, could be worth up to $1.2 million. So, if you're a coin collector or just someone who loves treasure hunting, you won't want to miss this. The 1971 Lincoln penny was minted in San Francisco and features the familiar portrait of Abraham Lincoln on the front and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. In 1971, millions of pennies were struck at various mints, including Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. But what makes the 1971 so special? It's all about the details and the potential for some incredibly rare errors. The S mint mark indicates that this penny was struck at the San Francisco Mint, but not all 1971 pennies are created equal. While many of these pennies are quite common, certain rare varieties or errors can dramatically increase their value. What collectors look for in these coins are factors like high-grade condition, proof versions, and the possibility of unique minting errors that make the coin stand out from the rest. One of the most valuable versions of the 1971 Lincoln penny is the proof coin. These proof coins were specially struck with extra detail and clarity for collectors, and they usually have a shinier, more refined appearance than regular coins. If you have a proof version of the 1971 penny in mint condition, you could be looking at a small fortune. Now, let's talk about mint errors. Certain error coins from the 1971 batch have been found, and these can be worth a lot of money. For example, some pennies were double die errors, meaning that certain parts of the design, like the date or Lincoln's portrait, were struck twice, creating a noticeable doubling effect. These errors are highly sought after by collectors, and the more prominent the error, the more valuable the coin can be. Another error to watch for is the off-center strike. This occurs when the coin is not properly aligned during the minting process, causing the design to appear off-center. The larger the portion of the design missing, the more valuable the penny can be. So, if you happen to find a 1971 Lincoln penny that looks a little odd or misaligned, don't dismiss it. It could be worth much more than you think. Now, let's get to the exciting part. How much is a 1971 Lincoln penny really worth? For a standard 1971 penny in circulated condition, the value is typically only a few cents above its face value. However, if you have a high-grade proof version or an error coin in excellent condition, you could be looking at a serious payday. The most valuable 1971 penny on record sold for a staggering $1.2 million at auction. This was an extremely rare coin in pristine condition, with all the right details that collectors are willing to pay big bucks for. Of course, not every 1971 penny will be worth millions, but it's definitely worth checking your collection or change for any signs that your penny might be one of these rare, valuable coins. The value of any coin, including the 1971 Lincoln penny, is heavily dependent on its condition. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70, with 70 being a perfect, uncirculated coin. If your penny is in mint or near mint condition, especially if it's a proof coin, it could be worth a significant amount. On the other hand, A penny that has been heavily circulated with scratches or where might only be worth its face value. If you think you have a valuable 1971 penny, it's essential to have it graded by a professional coin grading service. This will give you an official assessment of the coin's condition and help you determine its true market value. If you're lucky enough to own a 1971 Lincoln penny in great condition or with a rare error, you might be wondering where to sell it. Auctions are a popular option, especially for high-value coins, as collectors are willing to pay top dollar for rare finds. You can also sell through coin dealers, online marketplaces like eBay, or even directly to private collectors. Before selling, make sure to do your research and get a few different appraisals to ensure you're getting the best possible price for your coin. And remember, patience is key. The right buyer might come along when you least expect it. So, there you have it. The story of the 1971 Lincoln penny, a coin that could be worth as much as $1.2 million. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just getting started, this penny is a great example of how something so small could hold incredible value. Be sure to check your own coin collection or even your spare change. You never know what treasures might be hiding in plain sight. If you found this video helpful or interesting, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more videos on valuable coins. And let us know in the comments if you've ever found a rare penny. We'd love to hear your stories. We're diving into the world of rare coins and focusing on a specific one, the 1980 no-mint mark Lincoln penny, which has a potential value of up to $1.3 million. That's right, a penny from your pocket change could be worth a fortune. Stay tuned as we explore everything you need to know about this coin, including its unique characteristics, how to identify it, and why it's worth so much money. The Lincoln penny has been a staple of American currency since 1909. Over the years, several variations of this penny have been produced, and some of them have become incredibly valuable to collectors. One of these variations is the 1980 no-mint mark Lincoln penny, a coin that many collectors are on the lookout for. But what makes it so special? Let's dive into the details. First, let's talk about the no-mint mark aspect of the coin. Most U.S. coins have a mint mark that tells you where the coin was produced. These mint marks include letters like D for Denver or S for San Francisco. However, coins produced at the Philadelphia Mint before 1980 didn't carry a mint mark, making this a no-mint mark penny. What collectors are particularly interested in is the rarity of the coin and its condition, which can make the 1980 no-mint mark Lincoln penny worth much more than its face value. Now, you might be wondering why a penny would be worth over $1 million. It's not just any 1980 no-mint mark penny that's valuable. Specific factors play a role. First and foremost, error coins or coins that have been preserved in mint condition, also known as MS, mint state, grades, are the ones worth a fortune. Error coins can include anything from a double die error, where the image on the coin appears twice, to misstruck coins that were not properly aligned during production. These errors make the coin unique and highly sought after by collectors. If you happen to come across a 1980 no-mint mark Lincoln penny, there are a few things you'll want to check for. First, examine the condition of the coin. Coins in mint state condition will show little to no wear, with crisp details and a shiny, almost uncirculated appearance. Next, check for any potential errors. Double die errors are a big one to look for, as these can significantly increase the value of the coin. Also, consider getting your coin professionally graded to ensure its authenticity and condition. Beyond its rarity and condition, the 1980 no-mint mark Lincoln penny holds historical significance. This penny comes from an era when inflation was high, and pennies were still made mostly of copper. By 1982, the U.S. Mint switched to producing pennies with a zinc core, which drastically changed the composition of the coin. So, owning a penny from 1980 also means you're holding onto a piece of history from the final years of copper penny production. The real question everyone wants to know is, how does a penny become worth $1.3 million? Well, coins that reach such astronomical values usually do so through auctions where collectors are willing to pay top dollar for rare pieces. In the case of the 1980 no-mint mark Lincoln penny, an exceptionally rare or error-laden coin in pristine condition could drive up its value. These coins are often graded by professional services, and those with the highest grades and rarest features tend to fetch the highest prices. If you think you've found a valuable 1980 no-mint mark Lincoln penny, what should you do next? First, get the coin authenticated by a professional coin grading service like PCGS or NGC. Once your coin has been verified, you can either auction it off through a reputable auction house or sell it to a collector. Keep in mind that auction houses will often charge a fee, but they also give you access to serious buyers who are willing to pay big money for rare coins. So, there you have it. The 1980 no-mint mark Lincoln penny is a coin that could potentially be worth up to $1.3 million if it meets the right criteria. From error coins to mint condition pieces, there's a lot to consider when evaluating the value of your penny. If you have one lying around, it might be worth taking a closer look. Who knows? You could be sitting on a fortune. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about rare coins and collectibles, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of our future videos. We're going to talk about a coin that might be sitting in your pocket change right now, the 1987 D-Mint mark Lincoln penny. Believe it or not, some of these pennies could be worth up to $1.4 million. Yes, you heard that right. So stick around as we dive into why these particular pennies are so valuable, what to look for, and how you could potentially strike gold with one of these coins. Let's start with a little background on the 1987 D Lincoln penny. The D mint mark on the coin indicates it was minted in Denver. In 1987, the U.S. Mint produced millions of pennies, but only a very small number of them are considered valuable today. Most 1987 D pennies are made from copper-plated zinc, which became the standard composition for Lincoln since starting in 1982. These pennies weigh about 2.5 grams, and their design features Abraham Lincoln on the front, with the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse side. So, what makes a penny from 1987 worth over $1 million? The answer lies in rare errors or variations that occurred during the minting process. Some of these rare 1987 D pennies are considered error coins, and collectors are willing to pay top dollar for them. One of the key errors to look for is a double die. This occurs when the coin is struck twice by the die, causing certain elements like the date, lettering, or Lincoln's face to appear doubled. If you spot this on your 1987 D penny, you could be looking at a coin worth a significant amount of money. Another error that can make these pennies incredibly valuable is a misalignment or off-center strike. This happens when the coin isn't properly aligned with the die during the minting process, resulting in part of the design being cut off or shifted. The more off-center the strike, the more valuable the coin can be. Aside from errors, the condition of the coin is another major factor that determines its value. Coins that are in uncirculated or mint state condition, meaning they look almost brand new with no wear, are worth significantly more than pennies that have been in circulation and show signs of wear and tear. Collectors also look at a coin's grade, which is determined by how well preserved it is. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70, with 70 being a perfect, flawless coin. A 1987 D penny in a high grade, combined with an error, could easily fetch hundreds of thousands or even millions of dollars. Now, let's talk about how you can identify a rare and valuable 1987 D Lincoln penny. First, you'll want to examine the coin closely, either with a magnifying glass or, even better, a jeweler's loupe. Pay close attention to the date and lettering for any signs of doubling. Look for any off-center strikes, as well as other errors like die cracks, cuds, raised blobs of metal, or other imperfections. It's also a good idea to compare your penny to images of known error coins. There are plenty of resources online where you can find examples of valuable 1987D pennies with different types of errors. If you think you've found something, it may be worth sending your coin to a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC for certification. Having your coin officially graded and authenticated can increase its value and make it easier to sell. If you're lucky enough to find a rare 1987D penny, the next step is selling it. You have several options here. You can try selling it through online auction sites like eBay, where rare coins often fetch competitive prices. You can also reach out to coin dealers or attend coin shows to get an appraisal and potentially sell your coin in person. For pennies that could be worth millions, you might want to consider selling through a high-end auction house that specializes in rare coins. These auction houses have the connections and expertise to help you get the best price for your coin, especially if it's a high-grade, rare error penny. So, there you have it, the 1987D Lincoln penny that could be worth a staggering $1.4 million. If you've got any pennies lying around, now might be the perfect time to go through them and see if you have a hidden treasure. Remember, the key to finding a valuable coin is spotting those rare errors and ensuring your penny is in the best possible condition. We're diving into an exciting and valuable coin that could be sitting in your pocket change right now. We're talking about the 1973D Lincoln penny, a coin that some collectors believe could be worth as much as $1.5 million. That's right, one simple penny could potentially change your life. So make sure you watch until the end because I'll explain exactly why this coin is so valuable, how you can identify it, and what factors could make it worth a fortune. First, let's take a step back and talk about the history of the 1973D Lincoln penny. This coin was minted at the Denver Mint, as indicated by the D mint mark right below the date on the coin's front. The 1970s were a significant era for Lincoln pennies, as the design continued to carry the image of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse, a design that had been in place since 1959. But what makes the 1973D penny stand out among the billions of pennies minted that year? The reason why some of these pennies can be worth up to $1.5 million comes down to rarity and condition. The 1973D penny is not inherently rare when it comes to how many were minted. Hundreds of millions were produced. However, in the world of coin collecting, condition is everything. A 1973D penny that has been well preserved in its original mint condition, also known as mint state, can be incredibly valuable. Coins that show no wear, have sharp details, and possess a flawless surface with no nicks or scratches are highly sought after by collectors. But here's where it gets interesting. The top prices are reserved for pennies that have been graded by professional services like PCGS or NGC, and have achieved extremely high grades. The highest possible grade is MS70, which stands for Mint State 70, meaning the coin is in perfect condition with no imperfections whatsoever. Though it's incredibly rare, if you have a 1973D penny in near perfect condition, it could fetch hundreds of thousands or even over $1 million at auction. So how do you know if your 1973D penny is potentially worth a fortune? First, look at the coin's condition. If you found one in circulation, it may have scratches or wear, which lowers its value. But don't lose hope. Even if it's not in perfect condition, it could still be worth more than face value. You'll want to inspect the details, such as Lincoln's face, the words, "In God We Trust," and the D mint mark. If these details are sharp and clear, the coin could be in better condition than most. Next, consider getting it professionally graded. A coin with a high mint state grade, especially in the range of MS65 to MS70, is where the big money comes into play. Another important factor is any potential errors on the coin. While there aren't any major known errors for the 1973 penny, error coins can sometimes slip through the cracks at the mint. An error like a double die or off-center strike could make your coin even more valuable. You might be wondering why someone would pay millions for a penny. Well, it all comes down to the principles of supply and demand. Even though millions of 1973 pennies were produced, very few have survived in pristine condition. As time goes on, coins naturally get worn down from being in circulation, and finding one that has been perfectly preserved is like finding a needle in a haystack. For collectors, owning a coin that represents such rarity and perfection can be the crowning piece of their collection. Auctions have shown that when a coin like this comes up, bidding wars can drive prices to extraordinary heights. Now let's talk about some actual sales figures. While a 1973 penny hasn't yet broken the $1.5 million mark, some rare Lincoln pennies from other years have sold for astonishing amounts. For example, a 1943 bronze Lincoln penny sold for over $1 million at auction. The reason these coins fetch such high prices is that collectors are willing to pay top dollar for rare, historical, and well-preserved examples. Experts believe that as more collectors enter the market and the demand for top-quality Lincoln pennies grows, we could eventually see a 1973 penny break that $1.5 million barrier. If you think you have a valuable 1973 Lincoln penny, the next step is getting it appraised and graded. Professional grading services like PCGS or NGC will evaluate your coin's condition and assign it a grade, which can significantly increase its market value. Once you've got your coin graded, you can consider selling it at auction. Major coin auction houses like Heritage Auctions or Stax Bowers regularly deal with high-end coins and have connections to serious collectors who are willing to pay top dollar. Online platforms like eBay can also be a good option, but make sure to get your coin certified first to maximize its potential value. So there you have it, the fascinating story behind the 1973 Lincoln penny, and why it could be worth up to $1.5 million. While finding one in such pristine condition is rare, it's definitely worth checking your penny jar or your collection to see if you have one of these hidden gems. Remember, condition is key, and having your coin graded can make all the difference in determining its value. We are going to talk about a special coin that has been making waves in the numismatic world, the 1968 Lincoln penny with an S mint mark that could be worth up to $1.6 million. Yes, you heard that right. A single penny from 1968 could potentially change your life if you're lucky enough to find one. So what makes this particular coin so valuable? Let's dive into the fascinating history, the rarity, and the specific details that have collectors on the hunt for this incredible penny. In 1968, the United States Mint produced Lincoln pennies at 3 different mints: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. The S mint mark indicates that the coin was struck at the San Francisco Mint. While most 1968 pennies are worth only their face value, there are certain factors that can significantly increase the value of this coin. What makes the 1968 Lincoln penny worth a potential $1.6 million? The answer lies in several factors that we will break down here. The first and most important factor when determining a coin's value is its condition. A 1968 penny in uncirculated condition with a high grade, such as MS 67 or higher, can be incredibly valuable. MS stands for mint state, and it refers to a coin that has never been used in circulation. The higher the grade, the closer the coin is to perfect condition. A 1968 penny that has been kept in pristine condition since the day it was minted is extremely rare. Coins that receive a high grade from reputable grading services like the Professional Coin Grading Service (PCGS) or the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation (NGC) are highly sought after by collectors. While millions of 1968 pennies were produced, very few have survived in top-notch condition over the years. Most of these coins were circulated and show signs of wear and tear, which lowers their value. However, the few that have been preserved in near perfect condition are incredibly rare, and collectors are willing to pay a premium for them. This rarity, combined with the high demand among collectors, drives up the value of the coin. If you're lucky enough to find a 1968 penny that has been well preserved, it could be worth a small fortune. Another reason some 1968 pennies are worth a lot of money is due to unique errors or varieties. Error coins are those that were minted with mistakes, such as double dies, off-center strikes, or improper planchets. These errors are rare and highly collectible. One of the most famous varieties of the 1968 penny is the double die obverse, where parts of the design appear to be doubled. If your coin has a noticeable error like this, it could dramatically increase its value. Now that you know why some 1968 pennies are worth so much, let's talk about how you can identify whether you have a valuable one. First, look at the mint mark on your penny. The 1968 Lincoln penny will have a small S under the date, indicating it was struck at the San Francisco Mint. If there is no mint mark, your coin was minted in Philadelphia, and if it has a D, it was minted in Denver. Next, carefully examine the condition of your penny. If your coin has been circulated, it will likely show signs of wear, such as scratches, nicks, or discoloration. Coins in mint condition, especially those with high grades, are the most valuable. Check your coin for any signs of errors. Use a magnifying glass to look for doubling on the letters, numbers, or Lincoln's face. Any unusual markings or minting errors could increase the value of your coin significantly. If you believe you have a valuable 1968 penny, it's important to have it professionally graded by a reputable coin grading service. They will assess the condition of your coin and give it a grade, which will determine its value in the collector's market. The record for the highest price paid for a 1968 Lincoln penny is an astounding $1.6 million. This sale was for an uncirculated penny in near-perfect condition with a high mint state grade. It's these kinds of rare finds that have collectors searching through their old coin jars, hoping to strike it rich. So, could you have a 1968 Lincoln penny worth $1.6 million sitting in your collection? While the chances are slim, it's certainly worth taking a closer look at your old coins. A combination of rarity, condition, and potential errors can make this penny one of the most valuable in your collection. If you have a 1968 penny, examine it closely. Check for errors, assess its condition, and consider getting it professionally graded. Who knows, you might just have $1 million coin on your hands. We'll be diving into the 1982 Lincoln penny, a coin that could potentially be worth an astounding $1.7 million. Yes, you heard that right. A single penny from 1982 with a Denver Mint mark could make you a millionaire if you happen to find the right one. So, stick around as we explore what makes this coin so special, how to identify it, and what collectors are paying top dollar for. Before we dive into the details, let's start with a little background on the 1982 Lincoln penny. This year was a turning point in the production of the Lincoln cent. The U.S. Mint transitioned from making pennies with 95% copper to using a copper-plated zinc composition due to rising copper prices. As a result, there are both copper and zinc versions of the 1982 penny, and this is crucial when determining the value of your coin. The 1982 penny, struck at the Denver Mint, features the iconic image of President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. What makes this coin particularly intriguing is the variety of versions produced in that year, different compositions, large date, and small date designs. However, it's a rare variety of the 1982 penny that has caught the attention of collectors and made headlines. The key lies in the coin's composition. As mentioned earlier, 1982 was the year the U.S. Mint transitioned from copper pennies to zinc pennies. The majority of 1982 pennies were struck in zinc, but a small number of copper pennies were accidentally produced at the Denver Mint. These copper pennies are extremely rare, and it's this mistake that has collectors and coin enthusiasts scrambling to find one. To date, very few 1982 copper pennies have been discovered. The rarity of this coin is what drives its value into the millions. A penny struck in copper instead of zinc during this year is a true treasure, with only a handful ever verified. In the world of coin collecting, rarity is everything, and the scarcity of this variety has skyrocketed its value. First, look for the Denver Mint mark, the letter D, just below the date on the front of the penny. This indicates that your penny was struck at the Denver Mint. Next, you'll need to determine the composition of your coin. Since the copper and zinc pennies look almost identical, the best way to tell them apart is by weighing the coin. A copper penny weighs approximately 3.11 grams, while a zinc penny weighs much less, around 2.5 grams. You can use a digital scale to weigh your penny and see if it's close to the copper weight. If your 1982 penny weighs around 3.11 grams, you could be holding a rare copper penny worth a fortune. Another clue to look for is the date size. The 1982 pennies came in both large and small date varieties, but the composition is the most important factor when determining value. Collectors are willing to pay top dollar for these rare coins because they represent a unique era in the U.S. Mint's history. When mistakes like this occur, especially during a transitional period, the coins become highly sought after. The 1982 copper penny is not just any coin. It's a rare piece of history that collectors want to add to their collections. The allure of finding one of these coins is undeniable. Imagine coming across a penny in your change jar, only to discover it's worth $1.7 million. This possibility is what drives the excitement and demand for these rare coins. Collectors and investors are always on the lookout for such treasures, and the 1982 copper penny has become one of the most prized discoveries in recent years. The first step is to have the coin professionally authenticated and graded by a reputable coin grading service like PCGS or NGC. These services can verify the coin's authenticity and provide an official grade, which can significantly increase its value. Once authenticated, you'll have a better understanding of just how valuable your coin may be. It's also a good idea to consult with an experienced coin dealer or numismatist who can guide you on the best way to sell your coin. Auctions are a popular choice for rare coins, and the right auction could attract the attention of serious collectors willing to pay top dollar for a piece of history. In conclusion, the 1982 Lincoln penny is a fascinating coin with the potential to change your life. While most pennies from that year are worth just face value, a rare copper penny from the Denver Mint could be worth as much as $1.7 million. If you're lucky enough to find one, you'll be holding a true piece of numismatic history and a potential fortune. Don't forget to check your pocket change, your piggy banks, or that old coin jar in the back of your closet. Who knows? You might just discover one of the rarest and most valuable coins in U.S. history.